Welcome to week 6 of the Elestriad, where JadeJonny, representing Zeus and the Thunder Pantheon, is throwing down against Drewby, representing Aelus and the Wind Pantheon. This is a clash of epic proportions, as both of these casters are sitting at 3-2 this season, and they've been at the top of the standings, but we have a three-way tie for 4th place right now. 3rd and 4th place are deadlocked, and this match is very, very big. I cannot understate that enough. If you haven't checked out the pregame, the deck builders, you need to check that out. There's some really interesting strategies going on in this one. We've got Drewby bringing that turbo win strategy with Hydrake, trying to turbo into a Pantera. He's got a reinforced counter room back row with Gorgon's Gaze after adding the fire starter deck, but Jonny is looking to take advantage of that with Eruption. He's got a fire package teched into his normal thunder package with Toxion's, Necrofs, and Eruptions, including 3 drops of Leaf, allowing him to recycle his hand. This could get really bad for Drewby if he's not able to get out his Pantera or his strong Elestrals in the early clash. I have a feeling that Jonny may be able to run away with this one. Be sure to hit that like button down below, comment who you think is going to win this one, and subscribe if you guys are new. Don't forget to check out the Elestriad website at elestriad.com to see all of the standings, statistics, and more. Let's dive into the clash. All right, here we go. I am very excited for this one. Again, this is the final 2 weeks before we're going to playoffs. Looks like Drewby's kicking this one off. Does he have a Hydrake to start off this clash? Is it going to be a Sorlet? Let's see. It's going to be a Sorlet. 5 attack right away, and that's going to immediately put the pressure on for Jonny. Now, Johnny's obviously going to be running plenty of removal to deal with this thing. He's got his Necrofs, he's got his Eruptions. We're going to probably see that Necrof right here, which can go toe-to-toe with Sorlet. There it is. Necrof hits the field with 5 attack. And, of course, we know Johnny's aiming to activate this burn strategy. And I think the longer this game goes on, the longer this clash goes on, the more likely Jonny is to win, in my opinion, because he's going to eventually stumble into those Eruptions, and if Drewby's not ready for it, he is going to be in bad shape. And it looks like Jonny goes for the crash into Sorlet, and that's going to pull the Gorgon's Gaze here. Now, you know, hindsight is going to be 20/20. I generally would probably take the crash there. I think Gorgon's Gaze is such a powerful card in Elestrals. It's such a powerful card to have in your back pocket. I think if you can save it for a crucial moment in the game, more so than a moment like this where you're going to spend so many spirits to try to get any sort of an advantage here with Sorlet, because you're going to have to use Sorlet's effect to change the Necrof to defense position in order to really do anything here, right? Unless you're drawing into an Ascension, right? Unless he has something, you know, that he can ascend into, and that's the play he wants to go for. It's just a very costly first kind of opening for Drewby, especially, you know, if you don't have the counter rune package behind you as well. But he does have Ambrosia, so he's getting all those spirits back, right? So he's able to kind of mitigate some of that. That Nectar of the Gods giving him a little bit of love there. That Ambrosia giving him a little bit of love there. He's got some opportunities. Here comes a P-Gust, actually. And this could be really big, because if he's able to clear a crucial rune here, this could give him the opening he needs to then be able to use Sorlet effectively. He's going to get rid of a Pandora's Box. So I would say the suboptimal option here, it's almost certain that Jonny's going to have something else face down that can stop this Sorlet, potentially, you know, a Tsunami or something like that. But let's see. It is going to be the expend on the Sorlet, and it's going to change the position of the Necrof, and there is no response, it seems, from Jonny. So Drewby making a really good play there. It ends up all working out for him in the end, but he has no back row, and that's the thing that concerns me here, because here comes Toxion, which is going to hit Drewby for 1, and it's going to be able to clear the P-Gust. Now, it's not going to be able to deal with the Sorlet unless Jonny casts out his Zeus here. Is he going to call onto the power of the Divines and be able to get that big advantage that he's looking for? And he is. Jonny, one of the few casters, if not, I think the only caster who's running 3 copies of his Divine. Pulling that full art was so crucial for him. So he's going to be able to drop the attack of the Sorlet and now clear it. Now, Drewby still has his P-Gust, so that's kind of good. But let's list it in and see what the big plan is here.
I'm going to cast an Ellie check. Now I will attempt to activate.
I will Poison Tipped Arrow. You still get your search.
Okay, so he's a 2/1 right now, right?
Yes, currently a 2/1.
I will get...
Sorry.
We're going to go... No, you're good. We're going to go Zeus. No, I appreciate it. I'm going to play Zeus. I'm going to do the 1 for the cast. And then I'm going to do... I'm just going to do the 1.
Okay.
And then I'm going to remove it to make Toxian,
Yes.
a 1/2. Elechick is going to attack,
Yes.
and then Pigus is going to attack for 1.
Yes. And then during the end phase,
Yeah.
I'll take an Earth for damage, and then I'll expend a Thunder to destroy the Elechick.
Yep.
All right, so Drewby's able to get right back in this one, hit directly with that Pigus, and of course, clear the poison-tipped arrow. I think that was kind of smart. One of the things I want to point out there is he didn't over-enchant his Zeus. I think there's definitely a case to be made about overextending in this one, and I don't know if he's expecting Johnny's kind of eruption strategy in the late game, but I think Drewby's playing this very smart right now, trying to be conservative, and maybe if he can get into that Hydrake, he can really start to put some pressure on, especially getting rid of that poison-tipped arrow there. I think that was really big to force Johnny to waste a PTA on an Elechick. That's really good because you're getting the effect of the Elechick, so you're not really losing anything there, and you were still able to get rid of the Toxion. Now, obviously, Astravid's going to come out. It's going to give Johnny a little bit more power in terms of his draw potential here, and of course, he's going to disenchant the Zeus to get rid of the Astravid. Now, Drewby's ready to fire back with another Pigus. This could be so big for him as he's continuously picking apart the back row of JadeJonny, and by doing so, limiting his opportunities to gain board advantage. And he's going to hit a Gorgon's Gaze. That's actually really big. Now, if you're Johnny, you might have to start recycling Astravid's effect here just to kind of replenish back that counter rune row. Let's see if he's going to do that. No, he's going to continue to fire off this burn strategy with Toxion. A really good draw there. Toxion obviously is going to be able to attack over the P-Gust. There was an opportunity there where maybe Drewby could have survived that turn, but Toxion is going to make that not a possibility, of course. And now it's starting to pile on. Drewby down to just 9 spirits left and has 0 field presence. However, a well-timed Hydrake here can put him right back in this one. It would crash directly into the Toxion. We're actually going to see an Earthquake, it looks like, which is going to clear the Toxion that way. So oftentimes, I like to make the play where you cast the Elestral first, just to see what they're going to do, because sometimes there's some windows of opportunity there, where maybe you cast the Elechick first, see if they respond with the rune, and then you could Earthquake. There's a case to be made in both scenarios. The one in that is like, you know, if you're trying to dodge like a Nexus or something, but this is going to allow him to search out with Elechick. But again, I just want to emphasize, this is starting to get really expensive for Drewby here. He's going to have to get this Aelus out. He's going to enchant it with 2, I'm assuming, and then he's going to be able to search out of his deck and try to grab something from that. But he's getting really low as a result, and I just worry that as he gets closer and closer to 3 spirits, he gets into eruption range, and really he's in eruption range right now, right? If Johnny's sitting on 2 eruptions, this one's over. So I really think that this strategy, unfortunately, at this stage of the clash is a little too tough to do, because he's going to get his Hydrake, but he's not going to be able to get out to Pantera, and even if he is, 1 hit from Pantera isn't going to do enough, and he's going to end up getting shielded anyway. So this just furthers the deficit for Drewby, and I really feel like this eruption is about to pop off. It certainly feels that way. Shield of Achilles going to bounce it back to his hand. That's going to leave this Astravid here free to attack. If Johnny casts an Elestral and eruptions, this one's over. So let's see what he's got. He's going to reach for a Thunder Spirit. He's going to re-enchant his Astravid. That makes a lot of sense. He gets another card. This could be an eruption for all we know, right? An eruption plus Astravid hitting is game. So Drewby is in a very bad spot, and this Astravid continues to be able to look to find those cards, and that's not going to be the case. He's just going to hit for 2. Drewby still has a turn here. Let's listen in.
All right, I'm going to take the gamble, I think. Airmare?
Yes.
And then Airmare will run over Astravid.
Correct.
Your turn.
Draw. To Earth. Earthquake. Got that off the rabbit.
Gotcha.
Thunder for Spark it.
Yep.
Set 2 and attack for 1.
Yep. I am at 0.
Yep, here we go. I can't deal the finishing.
Yeah, you got it.
Alright. GG's.
That was a brutal hand to see at the end for Drewby, left with no runes. He spent this week grabbing 2 more Gorgon's Gaze, and he doesn't draw any counters. I mean, I'm looking at his hand right now. That is brutal. Very unfortunate if you're Drewby. They're not able to get the resources you need to hold off the attack. I spent so much time hyping up Eruption in this clash, and it didn't even get cast. I really thought it was going to happen, but nonetheless, Jonny's strategy of whittling down and kind of forcing Drewby to have to extend so far with that Wind deck to try to get those resources ends up proving to be his downfall there. Jonny moves to 4-2, and I think that pretty much secures him a spot in the playoffs, but we'll have to see. It's not over yet. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and we'll see you guys for the next clash in the Elestriad.